Well, it's just Thursday practice wrapped up. Friday we keep working, and even Saturday with a night game, we'll have a walkthrough or two to try to get us where we need to be in order to compete with a very good football team coming in here. And so it's been a solid week. Obviously, losing your starting quarterback is in the first series of game one is never fun. I've never been through that before, actually. Somebody asked me that this week. I think this is my first at any level, high school or college, to lose your starter that early in the season. And so, that's one of the challenges of coaching. That's why they call us coach, is we got to get the next guy ready and the next man up, and excited to work with JB and Caden and Nate and Kent to try to figure it all out as to what gives us the best chance to win football games. And that's what this week's been about offensively. Defensively, I think we played well. Other than tackling, I didn't think we tackled well, and I thought we had too many penalties that were costly that didn't have to happen. And so hopefully we can clean those up and play another great with great effort on defense, because it'll take that. This team's pretty dang dynamic, and probably be harder to find a group of receivers in the group of five level any more talented than theirs. And running backs are good too, quarterbacks, O-line, all of it, tight ends. They've got a really good squad. So it's going to be a great home opener. I know that our people will show up, and our students, we take pride in having a great home atmosphere, and we need that here desperately. Saturday evening, we need everything we can to help us win this game.
From the sound of it, it seems like you're still working on who's going to be starting quarterback on Saturday.
Yeah, Damon, I got a game plan for all three. I got a game plan for Nate, game plan for JB, game plan for Caden, and we're still kind of working through exactly what that might look like. But it's Caden's extremely talented, and looking forward to the future he has. Understanding everything, the complexities of a UAB defense right now, and what our protection should be, and all the movements that we might or might not have. That's just, it takes a little time, and some people it takes longer. And but he's trying hard. He's had a good week, but I do have a plan. Wouldn't shock me for you to see all three, truthfully.
Is this going to be kind of a thing, you think, where it's a field situation for you, or just how the game's going?
Yeah, no, everything for me in a game is just my gut usually, and I take a lot of criticism for that. I really don't care anymore, but I'm going to go with my gut. It's usually right, and same thing with quarterbacks and fourth downs and all of that. I try to play to our strengths and make sure that we have a quarterback in there that really understands the full spectrum of what we're trying to get accomplished on a given play against all the different things that they could do. I don't like living in a world where I'm trying to control all of that from the sideline. I've done it before, but the new age of defense, they pick up on that pretty quick if I'm making the calls from the sideline. And as a play is designed, if they're always looking to me and me trying to get us in the exact right call, as opposed to the quarterback doing it where they're not having to operate from the sideline, I think you're much more effective. And so I think the dynamic that we're dealing with is which one understands this package. If we have this favorite package we have on 3rd and 2, but there's 15 different things that UAB's defense could do, and we need to make it right. We feel like we have the answers in this play, but you got to make sure that we get it right from the call or the quarterback's position, just making sure that quarterback has a complete understanding of that play. If we don't have any that understand it, then we need to take it out of the game plan. But if we have one that understands it and we believe in it, let's run him out there and run it. I just went 10 minutes on quarterback play. I don't know if I made any sense at all to any of you.
But it's important, right, in this day and age to have a quarterback you can put out there and have.
Well, it makes it a lot easier. I'm going to tell you, defenses have changed. There were years. Our first year, I called a ton of things from the sideline on for buckshot, particularly in the run game. No, we need to get out of this run and get in another one. I really. And then somewhere around year 2, defenses started saying, hey, well, they're trying to steal your signals, number one, and then they know, all right, this is one of those peak looks where the coach is going to call it, so let's don't call our defense. And I never can see. ULM did a great job of that last year, of them waiting to see, and they won't line up for me because they don't have confidence that, and so I don't see anything. So if your quarterback has a complete understanding of it, they're never looking to you, and they have to line up because we're ready to snap it, if that makes any sense. It's either that or just go fast all the time.
So how much of that involves your guys, not just the quarterback, but the rest of the team all being on the same page and being able to?
Well, it's really not that complicated, truthfully. It's because typically it's him getting us. The receivers will have their RPO if we're doing an RPO. It's just, did we get the box run right? And do they have an understanding, like if they're in a mint defense, I really want this run. If they're in an even, I really want this run. And are they able to do that and process that without looking to the sideline? And that's where we've been our most effective. And so just trying to figure all that out.
How much of the post-snap stuff is a concern here this week?
Well, those are always a concern in our stuff because you got to know which field we should be playing on. So that's a whole other dynamic to it. But I think all three have an understanding of that, though, because we do that a ton. They have a pretty good understanding. Sometimes I think we have one of them, of our three, that is a little more greedy than the others. And it should have been a handoff, but I just think I can make this throw. We got to we got to temper that a little bit.
In any of these three quarterback situations, does the tempo change for whoever's out on the field, or does it stay the same?
No, tempo will be the same tempo if that's what we're doing in the game plan. This is a game where, you'd like to shorten it a little bit and keep our defense not having to play 80, 90 plays. But again, you got to figure out a way to move the ball, and we'll be prepared to do both.
I was getting ready to ask, how much would you like to establish a traditional run game with the running backs?
Oh gosh, yeah. That's number one priority, is staying balanced. And now last week, they were giving us the quarterback draws, and you have to take them sometimes, but establishing a run game with our running backs is vital to our success this year or any year.
And what's it been like prepping for UAB's rushing attack with Brown Jr. and now McBride? How do you anticipate that matchup going?
It's tough. They run the outside zone as well as anybody in the country, and they know who they are, and they're very committed to it. And then the bootlegs and stuff off of it, they coach it extremely well, and they have very talented running backs. And it's a tough matchup. We got to try to eliminate the chunk runs, the long ones. They're going to get some, but man, can we just hold those, tackle well enough to hold them from, a 5-yard gain needs to be a 5-yard gain, not a 25-yard gain. But they're going to get some.
Yeah, Brown had, 100 yards on 9 carries last year. Is it just as simple as just gang tackling, swarming to the ball?
Yeah, fitting the right gaps, getting off blocks, and playing with great passion. But got to tackle when you get there.
What about this young receiving core they have? They lost their star tight end. He's with the Jacksonville Jaguars now. Their star receiver transferred to Troy. How do you attack a bunch of young wide receivers?
I don't know where to attack them. I think they're extremely talented. Hopefully we could clean up the PIs that we have. I thought we were in good position Brownlee's one of the most talented ones we'll face this year, and I thought we were in good position on him. We just get really handsy and play panicky. And we've worked hard this week to try to clean some of that up. But, you know, when you have to commit people to stopping the run, there's going to be a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and you're not going to win all of those against good receivers like they have. You'll lose some. So hopefully we can create a few turnovers, though, and not to give up the explosive plays.
Do you have an idea yet where you are? You mentioned just cleaning up a lot of things from week 1 to week 2, and obviously that comes.
I don't think you ever know that until you get back out there. There's a lot to clean up, and I take that personally, and I know our staff does, and I think the leadership of our team does, and hopefully, you know, we play a cleaner game, you know, for sure penalty-wise, and not turn the ball over offensively, and it'd be nice for our defense to get 5 more. That would be really nice, but hopefully we can clean up the self-inflicted stuff.
Do you have any kind of an update on Charlie? I know he was supposed to have surgery.
I saw him this morning. He's had surgery. They put the pins in, and we're hopeful for 6 weeks. That would be the earliest, I think.
He had surgery yesterday?
Today, Tuesday. They went on and did it Tuesday.
Health-wise, are you pretty good outside of the quarterback spot? You feel pretty good?
Yeah, other than those that, you know, we wish we had. I mean, the ones that have been out, that are still are, and hopefully we can get a few of them back in the next few weeks.
You go back and look at the interceptions from Saturday. I know you mentioned the one where Cam snapped on 4th down and JB had to get rid of it because it was 4th down. And you go back and look through those, and were those easy to clean up? The other two, I guess the other two.
Well, the other one, Caden's was just, you know, him not taking what they're supposed to. No, I mean, there's 2 wide open guys for 10-yard gains, and he thinks everything is a home run. You know, let's score the touchdown, which you kind of like that mentality at times, but you've got to harness it. And I mean, when you got 2 guys standing there wide open, or he could have run, and the game at that moment, we had control. We're in field goal range, and all we have to do is milk some clock, and if we don't score, kick a field goal and have a chance to win it in regulation, you just can't turn the ball over there. That's just inexperience, and the one JB just misread the coverage. They were in a 2-read deal or a 4-read, however you want to call it, and he came off. But then the one on the 4th down is the center. I mean, JB had no options. Once he gets the ball, it's 4th down. When you don't take a sack, throw it and see maybe something miraculous could happen. But that's the stuff we've got to clean up. That we have calls where I'll allow you to snap it if we draw them off sides. We also have calls where, look, we ain't snapping this ball. And evidently I've done a poor job teaching the difference.